Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match on the map Black Hawk Down. So let's go ahead and introduce our players. Starting at Team 1 in the southern portion of the map, kind of a different position for them. Usually they're in the northern section of the map, but for this map, they're on the southern portion of the map. Let's start with the southeast corner player of Lego de Maine, going first land in dark gray as a Cybran. To the west of him, we have Once Handsome going first land as well as a Cybran in yellow. In the southwest corner of the map, we have Passion going first land in orange. First air in orange as a UEF. Northeast of him, we have Leaf going first land in crimson as an Aeon. And second to last but not least, for Team 1, we have Robert R600 going first land in purple as a Cybran. And now, last but not least, for Team 1 in the southern portion of the map, we have the Desert Fox going first air in red as a Cybran. So for Team 1 in the southern portion of the map, we have 4 Aeon, a UEF, and a Aeon, so they are missing the Seraphim tech in their tool belts. Let's go ahead and introduce Team 2 on the northern side of the map, starting with the closest player pretty much to Team 1. We have Tekuko Bikaboku. I think that's Russian. No, I don't even know what that is. Going first air, second land in green as a Cybran. In Imperial Gray, we have Tiberius the 27th going first land, second Navy as a Seraphim. The northeast corner of the map, we have Zerbit the 7th going first land, most likely second and third air in Navy Blue. In Normal Blue, we have Cladso going first air as a UEF because regular blue. To the west, we have Emperor Karl Franz going first land, second air, most likely in white as a Seraphim. And last but not least, for Team 2 on the northern section of the map, in glow in the dark green, we have Average Smurf Enjoyer going first land, second air as a Cybran. So for Team 2 on the northern section of the map, we have I almost got that as team 1. We have 2 Cybrans, an Aeon, 2 Seraphim, and a UEF. So all the races represented for Team 2 on the northern section of the map. That is really throwing me off because usually Team 1 is on the northern and Team 2 is on the southern. But for this match, it is flipped. So I do apologize if I keep flip-flopping the names of the teams. And as you've noticed, this match is covering a little bit of the lower spectrum of players. We have everyone from a 700 all the way up to a 1600. So they have technically 1 pro, 2 pros if you count the 1500 player of Robert R600, and obviously the lowest player being Once Handsome at 700. Let's go ahead and check out early movements out from the players here, and also reclaim while we're at it. We have a huge reclaim grouping over here, just all of these rocks. It looks like one giant rock at about this distance, but when you zoom in, it's just all little rocks. Yeah, lots of mass here in the middle of the map. We have, decent sections of mass here for the southeast and northwest corners of the map for designated air players, as well as a decent amount of mass near the base. So just a lot of mass in general in a huge clump around the map. So going to see lots of upgrades and mechs is being upgraded very quickly. We have some early engagements out here from the red player of the Desert Fox being assaulted by the white player of Emperor Karl. We have the Calm of Cladso with some reinforcements here, establishing some forward land factories, going for NGs to just spam up all of this reclaim. Robert has crossed the ocean and is going for all of that reclaim, trying to undercut the enemy's resource gathering skills and abilities. Desert Fox also pushing in, so we have 2 comms here on this northwestern side of the lake here in the middle. That's a peninsula, of course, but I guess just walkway. And this is definitely going to thwart Cladso's efforts to try to get a foothold over here on this choke point. There is a land bridge walkway thingamajig to get to the one of the air players on the northwest and southeast corners. So definitely a choke point that either team wants to either hold or exploit. We have units out here from the yellow player of One Sansom getting into the main base of TP. I'll say TP because maybe that's a Russian name. I don't know. It kind of looks Russian just based on the layout of the letters, but I could be terribly wrong, so I do apologize to everyone for not knowing that off the top of my head. But however, reinforcements out here to the west for Emperor Karl and Gladso are being able to force off Robert off of this peninsula, but most of that mass was claimed by him, it looks like. So the job was done, and they're able to leave without further incident. Leave is trying to gather all of the reclaim. A PD started in the middle of that reclaim field, so there isn't going to be a whole lot of efforts for Team 2 in the north, which I have to remind myself of trying to gather that mass first. And we can just tell in the reclaim game, Team 2 is actually winning, surprisingly. They must have gotten a lot more of their reclaim on their side of the map already scooped up. Yeah, huge sections of mass have already been gathered. Team 1 in the south still has a huge gathering of, 2,400, 2,300, 1,400. This is in Team 2's territory, but still a lot of that mass has already been scooped up on Team 2's side of the base, besides this large clump over here. We'll have to check back on the reclaim games here pretty soon. But in terms of generated eco, we have Team 1 leading the game by about 20 to 30 or so. Depends on fluctuation of mass and whatnot. T2 upgrade going down for Desert Fox, using the engineering suite on those mantises to assist in the construction of that upgrade. Good use of faction knowledge and capabilities. He is going to be able to finish that upgrade, rep up some hit points quite nicely, and be able to force back any incoming fire. These mantises say, okay, I'm done helping you. I need to survive. I need to save my own skin. PD being spammed up now for Desert Fox. There are just more units out here for Team 2 on this northwestern side of the map. Team 1, on the other hand, has pushed all the way almost to the main base of TP here to the east. We have some gunships out here from him trying to shove off Once Handsome, and they might get a kill. No, the gunships are being taken out, so it won't be a kill, but dropping into the red is very good for Tiberius and for TP to be able to hold this eastern side. I don't really agree with this play out here from TP of just making T1 anti-air all the way around the edge. You could have just done that with an engineer, not your comm, so that you could use the comm more offensively and push back that front line even further. But the assistance of Tiberius in this eastern side definitely helps with that hold. Same with here on the northwestern side. 2 comms versus 1 for Team 2 and Team 1. So you can just see the benefit of having 2 comms on the front line. And even with a small amount of units, able to do a whole lot with it. And it looks like Desert Fox just trying to build as many T2 PD, those Cerberuses, as much as he can. But just the overwhelming firepower out from Team 2 on the north is going to force him back. Still hasn't reclaimed this reclaim. Should probably grab it before the opponent can grab it. That's just leaving mass on the table. However, a drop out here from Emperor Karl with the Zooey are able to take out a lot of the mass out here for Desert Wolf. It's continually forcing him back. It's definitely not looking great on this northwestern side for Team 1. Team 1 is making progress again on this eastern side, so pretty much a give and take. They're losing the north side, the northwest side, but they're gaining the southeast side pretty much. Pretty much there's not a whole lot of action from our 4 corner players. Just build up going on. We have T3 air has already been achieved for Passion. That's actually a pretty quick T3 air. That's sub, I'd say 9 minutes. That's very fast. So good on Passion for getting that down very quickly. Laggard going for T3 as well. Probably got that a little bit slower than his compatriot, but T3 has been achieved. Same with Average Smurf and Zerbe clad. So control K's. Looks like he had to go. Pause very quickly just to see the chat. I don't see. Is it full share? Wait. Goodbye to all. No audio. Oh, Desert Fox lost audio again. That sucks. I don't see. Glad somebody can comment. Yeah, not really a whole lot going on. Looks like he had to go. Definitely not in danger of anything. Has to control K. Don't know if he has to go, whatever the case may be, but all of his stuff goes up in smoke. It's definitely going to hurt Team 2 on this northern side, but they'll be able to reclaim that pretty quickly given the fact that they had control in this northwestern side at the time. EP assaulting these mantises from this from this upper plateau area, pretty much stating, I have the high ground, come get me, kind of thing, just like Obi-Wan in Star Wars. Lots of firepower from these servers, from these ores, but again, the ore don't have a lot of hit points on their chassis, so units coming in close by will be able to take out a lot of those ore. Pretty mass effective in terms of how much mass it costs, and you could see the ineffectiveness of this line of anti-air turrets. It'll stop T1 air. That's about it. And now that the opponents, on their opponents, in terms of Team 1, both have T3 air, no one's really going to be using spy planes anymore, or anybody, air scouts, T1 intel planes, just, you know, evidence by the fact there's a spook now out here from Average Smurf. They're not really that effective. I do like the radar, though. That's a good positioning for that. But besides that, this was kind of a waste of mass, honestly. Team 1 has won the Navy game and is starting to bombard Tiberius' main base. The mass being focused down. His eco is going to take a huge hit. He's trying to evade all incoming firepower. He's dropped into the yellow. He will drop into red if he takes any more hits. Any significant more amount of hits, I should say. But I do love this group of cruisers. There's cruisers and frigates. There's a cruiser to help with anti-air. Wouldn't like to see a destroyer in there just to kind of walk on land. He is Cybern in terms of Robert, so would like to see him use that Cybern advantage to walk onto land. So all of the core mass is dead for Tiberius and is dropping him to 28 mass a second. So definitely a blow to Team 2's eco. And Team 1 showing the fact that now they're leading over 150 mass almost. And that's per second, and that's amounted to 25,000 or so mass differential. But is it a little more than a Monkey Lord? I think a Monkey Lord's like 21, I think. Wouldn't be surprised to see one of our Cybern players build a Monkey Lord at this stage. We're at 12 minutes. And with that mass differential, that, you know, that could mean a whole lot to get an experimental out this early in the game. PD was spammed up here from another drop out here from the air player of Everett Smurf, and I think this might just kill Desert Fox. The amount of PD coming off, he's not doing a lot of damage. It'll be close for sure. Desert Fox dropping in below 3,000, dropping to 2,000. It's gonna be close. Let's see, below 1,000, below 500, below 200, below 100. Sub 50 hit points. That is crazy. A bomber out here from any of these players on Team 2 side will pretty much kill him. So definitely not worth the risk. Should have gotten out of range. There is an experimental build. Oh, see, Cybern built the Monkey Lord. Average Smurf, and I'm assuming that is going straight for the front lines. I would assume that hopefully he doesn't think the transport could pick up the Monkey Lord. That would be insane. Oh, look, there is some fighter bombers. As I point out, that bomb will kill him. And Leaf making the comment to his ally to move, and he's like, never mind. That is the first official kill in the game. This goes from it was a 6v6 to a 6v5 with the exit of Glad, so now it's a 5v5. Tied it all up in terms of players still remaining in this game. We have cruisers out here from the white player of Emperor Carl. They are the Cybern variety, so they do have these missiles that they can launch, very similar to the Governors. out from the UEF. We have a E2 destroyer, but pulling it to the front lines with all of that Zooey spam is not going to bode well. You can see 150 damage per shell, and it just kills all of those hit points on that destroyer. There are cruisers still remaining. There's some bombers. There are some subs in the mix, but they can't target the floating units out from a lot of these units from Team 2, so they're pretty much ineffective at this point. Something that says dome OP. You're talking about these like dome areas? I guess so. Maybe if it kept going, they act like a dome. I don't know what they're talking about. No one's named dome, so I don't really know. Maybe referring to these little corners over here. That Monkey Lord now being used to just eradicate the rest of the frontline defenses for Team 1 down here in the south. And the air player out here from Average Smurf is just establishing a beachhead on the former remains of Desert Fox. All this artillery just moving in, assisted with this missile. Well, I guess the missile batteries out here from these cruisers. The 4 cruisers with a destroyer. For defense, very good placement there. Very good use of not just doing all cruisers, just in case units on land come nearby. The direct fire weapons on that destroyer will be able to nullify a lot of that incoming fire if it still becomes a problem. T1 PD being spammed up here for Robert, but Monkey Lord's going to just walk all over it. Mass goes down, P-gens go down. Just being eradicated here on this front line. Team 1, however, on the eastern side, pretty much being held back by combined forces from, I was going to say Imperius, but Tiberius. He is the Imperial Grey Color, of course. And TP, he has a fire base up here. I know Tiberius had his eco knocked out for the most part. Would like to see a fire base right about here, just to ensure that there's no skirting of units along this beach front. And Robert, control Ks. I think that was a legitimate control K. The water is too deep for bombers to hit him. At least I think it's too deep. So I don't think it really would have, like the Zooey couldn't have hit him. So that was definitely a control K, not a missed kill. So that is 2 players in the game that have just left or been kicked out, depending on connectivity issues, of course. We're now on a 5v4 in favor of the northern team of Team 2. Team 2 pretty much owning over 50% of the map. You can tell that, you know, almost close to, I'd say, 75% almost. That Monkey Lord leading the charge. A couple of these jesters, these T1 light gunships from the Cybran, trying to make sure they're Cybran, trying to stave off any incoming fire. But this Monkey Lord alone, very early Monkey Lord, like I was mentioning earlier, just that is the play of the game as of right now, has forced back a huge section of Team 1's main infrastructure and front line. We have the player of Passion on this, you know, southwest corner, not peninsula, plateau, so land units can't get up there very easily. We have the corner player, the other corner player on Team 1, Leggard main. You know, they're pretty much isolated, all by themselves, just kind of hanging out, going up, not really having to worry about anything down below. The front line now for Team 1 is pretty much these 2 players out here from Once, Handsome, and Leaf, trying to hold the line back as much as they can. They are T3 land has now been achieved for Leaf and is getting these sniper bots out. Long range bots, they are pretty weak in terms of hit points, but they can deal lots of damage because, I mean, snipers just deal a lot of damage. That's just what snipers are known for. Single fire damage, to be specific, not AoE damage. All of this spam, all this management spam out here from Average Smurf just overwhelmed the south portion of the map, and now that Monkey Lord is turning its head towards the main beach front properties of Leaf and Once Handsome, and there's no defenses nearby. We're at 18 minutes, almost 19 minutes. This Monkey Lord paying for itself in triplicate, just, you know, 10 times over. This Monkey Lord has just been the play of the game. No other experimental on the cards as of right now. I don't see anything built. There is a possible quantum gateway being, it was started to be built and then stopped. With this Monkey Lord just pushing forward, Zooey coming in from the water, the east side pushing in as well. This is not looking good. There are some of these Cerberus in the mist, but the head from that Monkey Lord pops out, making its way onto land. It emerged from the water. We've had a lot of Cybern lately emerge from the water in the past couple games. The Hives are using their reclaim ability to try to suck off all those hit points as best they can. It is dropping the hit points pretty quickly, but it goes for a kill onto the comm of Once Handsome, and that is going to be another kill secured by this Monkey Lord. Well, the only kill secured, but you know, bases have been 1, 2, 3 bases have been wiped out by this Soul Monkey Lord, and it is now in retreat, not willing to push it all the way into the front line of Legermain, which he actually could do. There's nothing here. There's a couple TMD, but Legermain focusing on eco and production, not necessarily anything else. Is that an SMD? He does have an SMD, and it is half loaded, so I mean, he's pretty early on E3 as well as SMD. Nothing else has appeared in terms of bombs, in terms of nukes or anything of the sort. A nuke play would actually be really good for Team 1 to do to try to crawl back into this game. Team 2 is still focusing on expanding their ecos and expanding their production lines, so really there's like they don't have any fears of nuclear fire from the skies. We have engineers out here onto this water. Maybe getting another naval factory up and running would be an interesting play. This this extractor going down. It was share until death. It looks like it is not a full share game. So as Gal says, no fairies had to die. I think that's in reference to Legend of Zelda, if I'm not correct. Answer down in the comments if I am incorrect about the matter. But we have the comm out from Leaf solely trying to back up and hold back this incoming force. Unfortunately for Team 2, they're being bottlenecked, and a couple strat bombers could easily wipe out all of this force. And because they're being forced back, they're trying to hold the line as best they can. We have anti-air being fired upon. We have a couple ASF. Wait, what is the anti-air firing? That's a friendly ASF. Anyway. Large force on the western side of the map, just kind of holding out for Team 2. I would like to see a little more aggression. Okay, there are transports, so it looks like they're just going to mass transport everything, but there are ASFs in the area, so all those transports will not be able to land. Lots of PD being spammed up in this narrow walkway. You can see the avenue of attack that Team 2 has against this position. They just like hold the line as they see this, giant wall of Cerberus being built up. More and more need to be built up just to further push back this, push. You can see they are starting to get to the shields out here for Legermain. Both of the comms in the southeastern section are right next to each other, so if they get overwhelmed, it's going to be a kill after a kill. But Leaf does have a shield on his comm. Does have the first shield, not the heavy shield, but could get at that upgrade here pretty soon. Bombers overhead trying to do something, but those Team 1 anti-air, now they're being effective, taking out the Team 1 bombers, but would like to see Legermain building something else, maybe Corsairs or something, just to take out more of these units. First shield lines are starting to fall. Just lots and lots of death here. All Team 1 units, couple T2 in the mix as well, a couple Ilshis and stuff, but really not a whole lot to really make this a worthwhile push. Legermain just lost shields, that's really about it. Getting a stealth upgrade and cloaking fairly quickly. And, is he struggling on the eco? He has energy, it's just not... Oh, okay, now it's like freaking out. Okay, there we go. Looks like there's not enough eco to prioritize this upgrade, but it is progressing pretty well. The shields are down, so any physical or any like plasma-based weapons should be able to take out a lot of this, whether that be from turrets or artillery, whatever the case may be. These projectile weapons from these missiles, not really getting anywhere with these zappers. You need a lot more of these was just able to penetrate that defensive line for Team 1. And I keep wanting to say Team 2 because Team 2 is usually on the south side of the map, but because I keep having that in my mind. But it looks like there was a land attempt here out from the column of average Smurfs, but a lot of them were killed by these ASF. So Fashion holding the southwestern side of the map. Now Team 2, sorry, see, almost corrected myself. Team 2 owns like 85% of the map at 24 minutes, which is, you know, again, very surprising. A lot of these mechs have not been rebuilt or even taken over, so definitely something that Team 2 needs to work on is once you gain control of an area of the map, take the mexes, take the hydros, take all of the available resources to you, because you're just letting them sit on the table. Team 1 doesn't have them, but Team 1 would have may have built them. Looks like we're having some expansions out here from TP getting all these mass extractors all built up. This is looking very dangerous here for the remainder of Team 1. Team 1 only has 2 players on this eastern side and 1 player on the western side. Small area of the map. There is a Monkey Lord that has been built trying to hold the line. Lots of Zooey just sitting here on the edge of the map. Kind of hard to break those shields and PD just due to the fact that it's just a small choke point here. And the Zooey not firing for some reason. Now they start firing, but the Calm of Leaf walks out there to get some veterancy. He is on a 3-star Calm, going for 4-star, trying to get some more hit points and regen up and running. But that Monkey Lord taking serious amounts of hits, dropping almost into the yellow here. Takes out almost does not take out the Ilshi, so I feel like Liquid Main could give control of these Monkey Lords to Neve to kind of direct the defensive efforts while he focuses on eco or nukes or literally anything else. But as of right now, he is definitely the player to watch out for. We have Passion also to the southwest section of the map. We have Transport out that was killed by something. I don't know what it was killed by, but it was killed by something. Maybe it was out from Team 1? Don't really know. ASF or biplanes try to get by this line of ASF but are warded. We have that Monkey Lord all pushing all the way deep, going after all of this, all these engineers, a couple of missile launchers, just trying to take out and push Team 2 further and further back. Went after the naval factory. That was a very far forward one. I probably would have built one here first and then built one here, but aggressive plays aren't the worst thing on the map, especially when you control 85% of the map. Aggressive is like, well, at this point, you can be aggressive. But unfortunately for Team 2, they do not control the air. Team 1 definitely controls the air with, how many ASF are there? 169. That's a lot of ASF. Team 2 probably has, let's see, Zerb has 25, and it looks like for average Smurf we have 23. It looks like an 8. So 50, we'll call it 50 versus the 175 at this point. So definitely outmatched 3-1, close to 4-1 at this point. For Team 1, that is Team 1's saving grace. They have air control. If Team 2 had air control, this would be a done and dusted match. I do like this artillery battery over here from Tiberius, trying to do anything and everything they can. They have taken out a couple shield generators and some mass fabs as well, so getting some economic damage down. And Team 2 leading the eco game by at least 2-1 here. And we've seen that in the last match too, how at this point in the game, you have 2-1 eco, you have map control. And, I mean, not logic, but, patterns would dictate that Team 2 is going to win. That remains to be seen. A huge amount of these bouncers has been spammed up. Average Smurf, how many of them have you spammed up? 44. So mobile anti-air is going to be focused for average Smurf, trying to cancel out the advantage in the air. It looks like another Monkey Lord fell here. There's a lot of reclaim here. There's 2 Monkey Lord wrecks that could be scooped up by either team. Team 2, of course, having the advantage of having, the land to scoop that up. But it is somewhat near Team 1's base, so they could try to perform a salvage operation over there. There's nothing to defend this eastern side, unfortunately, for Team 2. It looks like they're going for the main base of TP. He is trying to build a Monkey Lord here in his main base, trying to hold them off as much as he can. PD trying their best to try to deal as much damage as they can to those Monkey Lords, but there's just nothing on the cards. There's no gunship, there's no land, there's no anything. There's nothing on Team 2's side of the map that can really do anything about this push, and that Monkey Lord gets into the green, but it does get priority by the 2 Monkey Lords out here from Lakeguard Main, and that Monkey Lord is going to fall. I would have liked to see them maybe focus on something else, not necessarily the Monkey Lord itself. But TB falls back. This Monkey Lord focusing on the hives, reducing the build capacity, the build power. This Monkey Lord taking out extra mexes over here on this ridge. It's definitely a misplay. This Monkey Lord could have kept pushing and going after the comm of EP, but decides to just sit there and wait. Maybe Legerman is busy doing a bunch of other things. But there's another Monkey Lord that we saw being built earlier. There's 3 Monkey Lords on the field on this eastern side of the map. Still no response from anybody. There's a huge push on the southwest side of the map. These fire beetles, which you don't really see get used very often, they explode when they die. I think, yeah, when they die. I don't think you have to activate the explosive capabilities, but more and more of them being launched all the time. ASFs come in to respawn, take out all of those transports. A lot of them do fall, but it's not, and transports aren't super expensive, so average Smurf could just build up more of those fire beetles. Those fire beetles, even though they're not effective in small quantities, in large quantities, they take out 2 factories as well as that PGen. Another experimental being built. It is another, yeah, it's another Monkey Lord. So that's number 4 on this southeastern side. Looks like one of them was taken out at some point. I don't see that other one anywhere. Oh, it's right here. So the main base of EP has pretty much been destroyed. He has a couple PGens, a couple factories, but not really a whole lot to claim to his name. He's fallen all the way back. Team 2 is building a Tsar pretty much on the edge of that cliff. You know, just being like, hey, we're just going to, you know, use some scaffolding and build you that way. Saw the white player of Emperor Carl built a experimental bomber, the Awasha. So not Awasha. And it's going straight for that main base of Scion, and that thing is going to fall and just eat that main base. Look at it, just like, it's coming. Better watch out. That's the comm is the target priority. The comm takes a direct hit, is still not dead. There are transports trying to land on top of the comm. The comm is down to, you know, pretty much 1,000 hit points. He is going to die by fire beetles, which is very rare to see. Oh, and they all explode, and it gets the kill with the experimental coming back into the map. So that leaves Team 1 with 2 players left on the cards, on the roster here. They now pretty much only control, you know, like 5% of the map, maybe 10 if give them a little more generosity there, but they have done a huge amount of damage. That Tsar was killed off on that eastern side of the map, probably to that ASF force that, you know, obviously would have killed that off very quickly. But Monkey Lord's trying to push in, try to take out the reformed base of Tiberius, but there is a chicken that's about to finish. It's not going to finish. There's 4 Monkey Lords there. That chicken's not going to finish, which would have done some defenses, but against 4 Monkey Lords wouldn't have done a whole lot. More fire beetles are on the way. Average Smurf's plan is, I'm going to kill the enemy with fire beetles, which hardly anybody uses ever anymore. Fire beetles land. Transport gets taken out. They're starting to be hot dropped in there. A lot of the transports get taken out. Fire beetles try to assault these Monkey Lords. They're not going to really get anywhere. Carl built another experimental, which is it is a chicken, and I'm assuming that experimental out from him died somewhere at some point. Maybe he pulled it back. Oh, here it is. It's back here. Okay. Hardly taking any hit point loss. The comm of TP all the way in the back. These Monkey Lords just pushing forward. There are anti-air batteries being built up all the time by the player of Zerb, or Zerbit 7. I think I'm going to call him Zerb. Don't sit your ASF right next to the SAMs, though. Probably not the best idea for Legend Main to... Apologies for that. I thought my phone was on vibrate. It was not. Monkey Lords constantly pushing forward, taking out anything and everything they can. That experimental bomber coming overhead, dropping its bomb down. Takes out a decent section of those hit points out here for these Monkey Lords, but the ASFs are like, ooh, we know where that bomber is now. And the ASFs, oh, you could have gotten it. Why'd you turn around? It's definitely a misplay. They're like, oh, no, we'll take the ASF out first. But definitely a misplay there. 4 Monkey Lords are on the prowl, just like Team 2 did against them early on, except with only 1. Laggard Main is going to do with 4 of them, probably 3 once this Ion Storm goes off. That Monkey Lord is going to eat a lot of fire. Ooh, yeah, these Monkey Lords getting messed up. But one of them might actually make it out. Never mind, almost. Just as I'm about to say. Another hot drop of these Fire Beetles on top of these Monkey Lords, and they're distracted with all of the base defenses. Another experimental bomber. Bomb goes off, takes out another of those Monkey Lords. That wreck lands just barely in the map, so Team 2 will be able to grab that. The column of TP has been primaried. It is killed by that Monkey Lord out from Laggard Main. Laggard Main? Laggard Main. We have the column of Tiberius on this upper ridge here. He's not going to be able to get hit. Gray is around there, Passion says. So the dead player is out from Team 1, trying to lend a hand to their compatriots. But there's only 2 Monkey Lords left. One of them's about to fall. ASF's coming over the top just to provide some air support. Lots of ASF, but a ton of these bouncers to be able to slowly whittle down that ASF force. These Monkey Lords turn around to take out the Fire Beetles, and those lasers out from those Monkey Lords will be able to deal with that. Looks like their priority is taking out the rest of the defenses. There is an SMD that could be shot. That is not the focus, going after anti-air installations. The laser's going to... Oh, come on. Just take out the SMD. It's right... Okay, there you go. It's right there. So now the game has pretty much just kind of fallen in on itself. We have 4 Monkey Lords on this southern section of the map, and now it's pretty much the corner players are pretty much left standing at this point. The land, besides this western side, has just been annihilated for everyone. Can't walk past here. Something about... Oh, is Tiberius stuck? Oh, is he stuck? No, that is a little bit of a kind of a cliff to, try to walk down. So definitely not going to work out. Fire Beetles being spammed up all the time, trying to take out those Monkey Lords. They're going to land on top of Monkey Lord and kill both of them. Ooh, that's got to hurt. But their job was done, taking out the entire eastern land side for Team 2. ASF still being used en masse for Legerman to try to reduce that ASF size. Another Tsar has been built for Team 2. The Zerb sitting under shield coverage and under PD coverage. Very good placement there, making sure that he doesn't just get blown up by a telemaser comm. These Monkey Lords being used to take out the anti-air efforts from average Smurf. And now it is a 4v2 in favor of Team 2, but Team 2 only really has 2 main players left. Leaguer Main even getting into this forward base that was once TP. So there's not a whole lot of things that Team 2 have to call upon. They have the 2 corners versus the 1 corner out from Team 1. We do have Navy out here from Leaf, still trying to reestablish. He has T3 land. He's going for T3 Navy. I don't really see that being a huge assistance. Stop this strategy. TP. How many Fire Beetles are those? 380. Why? That's so many. This Monkey Lord he might not die to these Fire Beetles just because his laser can put out so much damage, especially with the assistance of incoming Monkey Lords. But Monkey Lords being the primary MVP of this game for both players at this point. The experimental bomber did some, but it was really the monkey lords, and apparently these fire beetles have gotten a lot of kills this game. This is brilliant, just mowing the lawn. There's just looks like the players in this game are having some fun with it. Oh, they got close. They took some hit points off that monkey lord, but the fire beetles, is just insane. Look at this, just look at them all, just lining up. They're going after that nearest monkey lord. They're starting to overwhelm those monkey lords. Just they cannot stop firing. They have to keep going. All of these explosions all the time. You know, they're segmenting off, trying to, you know, divide up these fire beetles, but man, they're just like Lagerman saying, just mowing the lawn. I might even use that as the title of it, as the thumbnail text for this video. These fire beetles might kill one of the monkey lords though, dropping below well, the hit point veterancy kind of helps. More of them being launched all the time. This transport will go down to the AA from these monkey lords. These fire beetles are being hot dropped. Oh, let's see, they get more of them off. They land, they explode, deal lots and lots of damage. Again, like I said, hardly anybody uses these anymore just because they're not really that effective and don't deal a whole lot of damage. I think I remember at one point they were the main staple of strategy for Cybrans, and then I think they were promptly nerfed heavily, which is why no one uses them anymore. As evidenced by the fact that you need, you know, 380 of them and they still don't kill one experimental monkey lord. Forward operating bases for Team 2 are being taken out. Missile batteries being annihilated. There is still a plateau defense. Looks like they're going for SAMs would be my advice, just to thwart any incoming fire from gunships or whatever the case may be. Biplanes being used to try to get a readout on the base from Zerbit. Keep saying their name differently every time. But we have now 6 monkey lords being used to just mow. I'm just going to call it. It's going to call it mow in the grass. It's just going to mow the grass. It'd be better if his color was like the forest green or the regular green, but he's a glow in the dark green, so you know that's something. Neon green would be another way to phrase it. I had someone say it was glow in the dark green, so I thought that it would be appropriate. Yeah, they were just pushing that front line of Team 2, and sorry, I'm just distracted for a second. They're just pushing that front line, bricks appearing en masse, trying to just thwart the incoming fire from these monkey lords. One of them does get taken out. And more fire beetles being landed on top of these monkey lords. They are dropping into the yellow, a decent amount of them, but the amount of hit points they're regenning doesn't really matter. A lot more damage needs to be used. Aircraft characters, harriers being used to just, you know, spam up aircraft, as well as trying to deal all the damage they can to the enemy ASFs. And a lot of those ASF have been taken out. Liquid Man fallen to about 130, so even with, you know, killing all the things that he has killed, you know, it has fallen a little bit, but Team 2 still doesn't really have an advantage in the air, building, you know, mass batteries of SAMs, these Myrmidon. There is a Tsar over the top of these monkey lords. Will the monkey lord AA be enough? Probably not. His shield hit points are starting to fall, but, you know, that AA damage is not a whole lot. ASFs try to get in around this SAM battery. They are going to go in for an approach. They are going to get this Tsar kills one of those monkey lords. The ASF roll in, take out the second Tsar out from Team 2. And now there's only 4 monkey lords on this western side of the map. There's nothing on this eastern side, probably due to the, you know, artillery batteries and missile defenses out from Zerb 7. We saw a artillery installation being built here for Lagrad Main, and I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar in the main base of Average Smurf. No, he doesn't have anything of the sort, which is surprising. Oh no, he has something that isn't even by him, that's by somebody else. by the that's a Seraphim anti-artillery. That's an artillery installation. So maybe from the comm of Emperor Carl, maybe. But those monkey lords are coming in close, starting to get to that choke point walkway that we saw, southeast about 20 minutes ago, which is surprising. It's 20 minutes ago. We're at 41 minutes. And this game has, kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Team 2 had map control. They had, besides air control, they had everything. And Team 1 came back. The players out here from Lego Main just hunkered down, built a whole bunch of ASF, ecoed as much as they could, and now just spamming up anything and everything they can. Grasscoms, of course, being a staple, of course, for scaling eco very quickly. And the ASF numbers are dwindling for him. But at this point, does he really care? I mean, he does care about his ASF numbers, of course, but he does have an artillery installation now, so there's no really efforts on Team 2 to really make anything of the sort. Well, scratch that. There's a Salvation being built. That'd be very good for Team 2 to get up and running, but looks like artillery starting to rain down. Does Team 1 know about that Salvation? No, but they know there's something that they're building. We just think it's another experimental or something. But artillery landing, taking out a huge section of that base. Looks like average Smurf control Ks. Says this is, this is enough. I can't handle this anymore. Connection issues, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that was. And then we have the Monkey Lords from the comm of Lego Main, forcing their way through the main lines of Emperor Tiberius dies to those Monkey Lords. But he didn't have a base or really anything to call his own, so they didn't really lose a whole lot. And Team 2 now pretty much capitulating. They really don't have anything left. They have, small pockets in their main corner, but not really a whole lot because Team 2 were not able to finish off the other corner player of Laggard Main. I survived. You did, says Leaf. Leaf was surprised that he survived. I promise you would. Aw, that's some camaraderie. I like to see that. And there's conversations going down in chat. But definitely this is pretty much now going one way in Team 1's favor. They're starting to reclaim the map, just going to slowly and push out on all sides. Team of noobs. Looks like TV's throwing shade at his compatriots. I don't have much of a life left in this game. Yeah, he's stuck in this corner. He has some aircraft carriers, but not really a whole lot. Putting your naval factories in this little channel prevents it from going further, so had he built them here, he could have used them more effectively. But there was a bug out here from Laggard Main that falls to those ASF and SAM positions. There's some bricks trying to get a firing solution on those SAMs, but they just can't seem to get it. But there is artillery raining down from these trebuchets down here to the south. Main artillery battery from that installation, from that disruptor. Gonna land on top of that P-Gen. Takes out more than half its hit points. Doesn't kill it yet. But the chain from these mass fab forms are definitely going to make that explosion very, very much worth it. There is rapid fire artillery installation has been built. Shields need to be built like right now for Zerbert to just have this survive. The artillery starts to rain down on Laggard Main's main base, going after P-Gens. You can see the spread of those that Salvation. They are able to actually hit this P-Gen that's not under shield coverage. That's not going to feel good for Laggard Main. Ooh, the shields are starting to fall. Another spread of that artillery. It moves a little bit to the left. Oh, another volley incoming. Still isn't able to hit that P-Gen.
Strategic launch.
There's a nuke launch out from somebody. Who's it out from? Looks like it's actually Zerbert, and it's from an Apocalypse, so just the regular nuke. And it's going to go for the main base of Laggard Main, but he already has S&D. A huge section of Laggard Main base goes down to all that incoming Salvation fire. Does that nuke land? No, it doesn't. There was another S&D loaded in this forward position. Fields are being primaried now for Zerbert. That a radar installation, I think. More shields are being built up all the time. I'm surprised Laggard Main. Where is he going? What is this mad lad doing? Is he going straight into the main base of... Well, the anti-air, like the SAM installations are down. Artillery raining on both sides of the map. The bug is over top of that salvation. This guy is insane. Look at this. He has cloaking on his comm. Do they see this is the question. They do see the comm of Legard Main, so they have the ability to fire on him. This bug is going to die. Going after that Peachin, that's definitely the target I'd go after. The Peachin falls. Oh, it was so close. Oh, that's definitely a loss for Legard Main. Legard Main goes, oh, I don't like this. He does have that laser on his comm, going and taking out shield emplacements. There's another bug incoming. More shields are falling as the time goes on. Scoreboard just taking lots and lots of volleys from these anti-air installations. Zerbert is under shield coverage, going for point defense, trying to ensure that that comm of Legard Main does not get close enough. Legard Main, you are a crazy person. Field coverage still online. Those PD open up. Legard Main taking lots and lots of hits. Falls into the yellow. Where is his ASF support? Where is anything? The game is still not over, folks. Team 2 has a chance to crawl back into this game if they kill the comm of Legard Main. He's going to pick up his comm. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Yep, he's going to pick up his comm. Oh, there was one anti-air installation nearby that almost killed him. The ASFs come in and go, we want that comm. Where is he? We want him. And then he lands his comm down on the ground. That was very close. That salvation was killed, unfortunately, due to that, the 1, 2, 3 or 4 bugs that were built. It was my only chance. Emperor Carl says, yeah, had he killed that comm of Legard Main, it would now be Leaf versus the other 2 players on Team 2. Had to take it. Yeah, it's definitely the conversations. Looks like RASCOM is being used to scoop up more and more of that mass. That was definitely a risky play, but, I mean, it was... I don't know if it was worth it. He took out shield installations, but... Yeah, Zerbit goes control case, says this match is pretty much over. Legard Main, like his base was pretty well taken out. He was his Patriot Legard Main was building that as well. And yeah, there wasn't, his base was pretty much gone for the most part. It was, still building a bug. The game is still going on, of course, but the Emperor Carl does fall, decides I'm gonna leave the match. It was at the end there it was kind of like you were on pins and needles, like, what is Legard Main doing? That's very risky play. But he tried to end the match sooner rather than later, get a comm kill. But, going for gun speed and range. So he definitely tried his best to try and win the game himself in the comm, not sit back in the main base. And, like I pointed out, his main base was pretty much gone. Salvation did some work, but unfortunately we do have Leaf that just kind of started diversifying, started decentralizing all of his eco, all of his structures. He was building a artillery installation as well, not under shield coverage, unfortunately, but he was still building it, so props to him. But again, neither of the players on Team 1 given up. They could have easily just left. 90% of the map is owned by the other team, blah, 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 but they stayed in it and they won. So it just goes to show that even though the odds might not be in your favor, never give up, because you could just have, just a victory, and that could lead to the rest of the game. So again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate all the time and attention everyone has given to this game. Please like and comment what your favorite moment was down below, and I will see everybody in the next one.